Hey everyone, this is Alex.
This is Washka, we're in Full Odyssey, and this is episode 29.
Yep, and in this episode, we're going to be doing Thor, the first movie from 2010.
Mm-hmm.
So, as usual, without getting into the spoilers, what are your overall impressions of the movie?
Not very well. I thought I'm gonna like it. I don't know why, but I had this illusion of like, oh, yeah, I think I'm gonna like Thor.
I think you liked some of it. I would say a quarter of the movie.
Maybe.
Let me just say this. As usual, when you're dealing with like two different parts of a movie, like for example Godzilla, right? There's the monster part and then there's the human parts. And Transformers, there's the robot parts and the human parts.
Never watched Transformers, but okay.
But you see the point that I'm going to, right?
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
generally speaking, people do not like the human parts.
Of course.
Right.
The human drama sucks, always.
Exactly. So in this one, I feel it's the same way. There's the Asgardian parts and then there's the human parts. I much prefer the Asgardian part.
Of course.
But it's only a quarter of the movie, right? The other parts is when he was like in fucking Earth doing
The
human
homeless
shit.
mode. Finding himself and blah-de-dee-la-de-do, yeah.
Yeah, like try to prove himself, or not try to prove himself, like try to,
Be worthy.
yeah, like going this journey of becoming worthy again. Like, I don't know. I would,
Yeah.
like, visually, I like how Asgard looked.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like the costume designs, I really liked Asgard's. Everything about Asgard was great, and I wish they
Yeah.
did the whole movie of like that, right?
Yeah.
Or not the whole movie. I can see why they passed it,
Yeah.
because that's Thor's
Budget reason.
Yeah, that's basically Thor's origin, right? Like he gets casted out into Earth, and then
I mean, I don't know that, but I see.
he becomes like more like attached to the humans, so he becomes the Earth defender, right? Thus he becomes worthy of the hammer again.
See. That makes sense.
Right, but for some reason I just didn't care for it. Yeah.
I gotta agree. The human part was yeah, I did not enjoy it at all. The only part I like was that when when the professor, what's his name? And Thor was like, drinking.
Oh yeah.
And the quick aftermath, that was like probably the only human interaction I actually enjoyed in the whole movie.
I think let's see. Anytime Thor interacted with the Doctor was good. Anytime the Thor was like a fish out of the water, I think that made sense.
Mm-hmm. Because he is.
Yeah, but him interacting with Jane Foster, Natalie Portman's character,
Right?
it didn't make sense.
I didn't like it either.
It felt too like
Sappy.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, it's
Disney.
Disney.
Right? Like Thor's the princess,
Yes.
and Natalie Portman just fell in love with the princess. Like,
Yeah. It does feel like that.
yeah.
Now that you mentioned it, does feel very sappy to me too. It's like, ugh.
Oh, actually, this movie came out in 2011, so it's not. I mean, not much different, but it's like, 10 years ago. Damn.
I thought people were a lot more creative 10 years ago.
He's not wrong. Anyways, since we're getting into it, might as well talk spoilers, right? Get into the spoilers. Okay, so let's talk about Thor. What do you think of his character overall? His journey.
It's very generic. That's, I think, the sad part.
How so?
Because I could almost, like, the whole time I was watching, I know what's coming next. That's how generic
Yeah,
it
I was gonna say like this movie
Yeah.
doesn't feel like a 2010 or 2011 movie. It feels like a mid 2000s movie.
I would say, yeah. I would feel like a lot more older, more traditional movie. The way the flow of the movie is. Because the main character, originally strong, prideful, got stripped of the power, their journey of redemption, got accepted, and then, back on the throne kind of thing. You're like, yeah, but that's like exactly to the T. And I'm like, yo, could be better, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
I would say it's more or less on par with Iron Man 2.
I kind of have to say that too. But no, I think I still like Iron Man 2 better though. if there's anything, if I have to compare it, I have to compare it to Hulk. If there's anything, it's better than Hulk, definitely.
It's slightly. I wouldn't say it's worse than Iron Man 2, but it's probably like slightly weaker than Iron Man 2. If we had to compare it like that, that's how I feel.
I don't know. For me, Iron Man 2 wasn't that bad. I could still watch it. Like, I don't feel it has a lot of flaws here and there, but I would still give it, like, I could still watch it. Like in this one, a lot of the time I was like shuddering and like, it was like, oh, what the hell? Why? Ugh. Like I had a lot of those moments.
So it's very dated, I feel.
Dated, I guess that's the word.
It shows his age. Surprisingly, because like we've seen four movies, and Iron Man 1
was the
age, by far. It aged really well.
Because I don't know how to say this, but because the first time we started with Iron Man 1, right? I was watching, I'm like, holy shit, this is like really cool. Like all the stuff is like very. I liked it. Like I really liked it. I'm like, okay, if this is the first one, the next one's gonna be good, right? And like, and then there's the Hulk. I'm like, well, then what's the Hulk? I'm like, okay, well, maybe this is like the not so good one. The next one's gonna be better. Iron Man was okay, not as like flashy or like as captivating as the first one. But I mean, this is maybe like their experiment one at Thor. I'm like, and I'm like, no, I'm starting to feel more. What do you call it? Anxious, I guess. I'm like, is the next one gonna be? Yeah, skeptical. That's the word.
It follows the Marvel formula, which is it does okay. It does well enough.
I
think
is
so.
that the
because
formula?
like here's the thing with Iron Man 1, it had to be successful, right? Because otherwise, because Marvel were banking on the fact that it was gonna do well. Otherwise, Marvel was gonna go bankrupt. So I think that's why they put so much effort and love into that movie, and it made a lot of sense and structurally, tonally, everything made sense. But then after they got that money, they kind of just like, okay, let's see how far we can get with.
We can milk this out.
Right?
That's kind of suck. That's a sucky way of thinking. That's just like video game developer.
Almost, right? Like they want a short-term plan.
They'll be like, okay, we need to do something. We have to do everything we have to make this one game. Oh, it's a masterpiece. Everybody was like saying it's the best game of the decades. Woo! Okay, let's make a more mediocre game and put 2 in front of it. Like, yo, come on.
Because well, as you already know, like they're at this point in time, their plan was just to end at Avengers 1 and see where it goes from there. Right, so that's why you see Thor will return in Avengers, because that's their thing, right? They're building up for Avengers. Yeah, so that's I don't know. I think we said enough about
that's a deep
the
sigh.
MCU timeline. That's basically where we're at right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyways, going back to the movie.
I see.
Thor's character, I thought it made sense. Like every time he was doing his thing, it made sense to me.
Yeah, it does make sense. Like I'm not saying that his character is bad by any means. No. What he does make sense, like because he was called the god of lightning, and he was like a warrior. He has the warrior pride. He was probably battling in this war and whatever, triumph and whatever, right? So he have that pride and that what do you call it, like mindset,
arrogance, right?
Yeah, which makes sense. Yeah, the arrogance that was fine, and then got sent to a human world and got no idea what's the basic sense of whatever. That's totally makes sense to me.
And
but it's not the character. That's what it is.
No, it's the story. But right now we're talking about Thor, the character. Yeah.
Talking about the characters. Yeah.
So I also like how Chris Hemsworth sounds like Thor and looks like Thor. Like
on your image of the head, eh?
Yeah. Like the image of Thor. Like that is him.
Yeah.
The only problem was I think his eyebrows and like hair is a little too bright.
You think?
Yeah. He looks too like I don't. It's kind of weird saying this because in the older movies, he looks more Thor-ish. If that makes sense.
As in like older.
Yeah, older, more like veteran,
mature, kind of.
Yeah, but in this one, I get it because he's like He's younger, right?
Yeah.
He looks almost too young.
I don't know. For me, it kind of gives the flavor of the young, arrogant warrior kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think if it's just fine. I'd say so. Like I don't know. I don't really pay attention like too hardly to it. But now that you mentioned that he looks young, I kind of like can see that. I don't know if it's just a coincidence, but it fits, I'd say.
I think it's because we're just not used to seeing him in that role. At that.
Well, the thing is, like, I don't watch movie. I don't know who these actors are. I
see.
never do.
I
I never
see.
pay attention to them. So when you point out stuff like that, I'll be like, now that you mention it, kind of that. You know what I mean?
Well, it's because I really like his look in Thor Ragnarok and Infinity War, Avengers Infinity War.
Let's see. Well,
Yeah.
we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there eventually, right?
Just remind me when we get there.
So anyways, yeah, costume wise, Thor looks great. Everything about Thor is great. Okay, next character, Loki. Your favorite Loki.
Oh yeah, I love it because he's this twisted, deceptive, tricky. It's like all of his, how do I say this? Like all his mistakes and all his like like sloppiness. Because like how a couple of times it was like like it's like he's guiding everything, like putting everything like in the palm of his hand, kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
I just like that deceptive like character, like scheming character is like the best.
Well, that's his character, right? He's god of mischief and trickery.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, and with his ability of like illusion and stuff too. Ooh,
I kind
just
of wish
the
they. I don't know why.
Do more.
Yeah, they didn't do more with it. Same with Thor.
it's too strong. It's too strong. Illusion and deception is like too strong, man.
It doesn't matter. Like it clones. Like even Thor only uses lightning attack twice in that movie, in the beginning and in
Now
the
that
end.
you mention it, now that you mention it, in the beginning when he was like, that one when he was fighting the frozen giants, right?
Yeah.
And then the last one when he was fighting the
Loki.
Oh yeah, that one when he was like exploding everything out.
Yeah.
Enough.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, literally surrounded by enemies, lightning.
Boom.
Like he's the god of thunder. Shouldn't he be using thunder attacks like all the time?
Maybe he hasn't mastered it yet. I don't know.
Ah, well, that's a spoiler.
Was that?
It is kind of.
Oh, I don't know. I was just shitting in the dark.
It makes sense because he's a young.
low,
Thor, right?
low budget. I don't know. It's like one or the other.
It could be that too. Like they don't want to CGI too much thunder and lightning.
Well, I mean, but the two lightning that they did was really like well
It was really well done. Yeah.
animated.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why. When you go boom, like, oh, that looks cool. Actually,
I don't know what the budget is for this movie, but clearly they spent it on costume designs and whatever the final boss fight was.
yeah. Talking about final boss, I have like this, do they have like this fucking ritual or like tradition where like all final battle has to suck ass? Like,
Well,
what is wrong with that?
Okay,
Yeah.
technically the final fight was between Thor and Loki.
Yeah, but well, that one was cool.
that was
but I was
cool,
talking
yeah.
about like the Ultraman cyborg thing walking furnace guy. You
Yeah.
know,
I don't
What?
know. It's just
that's just. And what's the point of the four people? The what? The three dude? The four
oh
dudes?
yeah, so it's the Warriors 3 and Sif, Lady
Right.
Sif, yeah.
Right.
I don't know.
What's the deal with them? Like, what did they do the whole time?
Because in the comics there's like Thor's best friends, right? So that's why they had them there.
Yeah, but did they do anything in the comics?
I don't know. And also, why Asian guy?
I don't know.
Right? Like
Did he even do anything?
like aren't these supposed to be like Scandinavian, like Nordic warriors?
I'd say,
Like European folk?
I would say so. I really don't know myself.
Like why Asian?
Yeah. No, but the thing is, like, did they do anything at all?
They don't.
Other than the first battle, like, the one where they were like, okay, the dark scene, when the battle is just like all dark and you can't see anything. You can't even tell if it was just Thor or like a fucking random samurai walking in. Other than that fight, did they do anything else?
No, nothing.
Right?
They're kind of just there. Wasted character
Why?
slot.
I know. That's a wasted character slot. This time I agree with you.
Like the Frost Giants had a bigger role to play.
No, I agree. Well, they are kind of like they are like the big threat, so it's kind of normal that they have a bigger role.
Right.
But it's just that.
But as a bigger
The-
threat, you would need
Yeah.
someone to take them down, right? So like I don't know, have the warriors and the Asgardian army kind of stop them.
I guess, but in the comic, has it been like explain what the three warrior and Lady Sif powers are, other than just being capable weapon user?
No, they're just Asgardians. That's it. They're not gods of anything. Or I guess technically they are gods, but they're not gods of anything, so to speak.
Okay, there.
You know, like how Thor is god of thunder, Loki's god of mischief and trickery. I think these guys are just like regular warriors.
I see.
I guess they're minor gods. I guess you can say minor.
Yeah.
I don't know. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, costume design wise, yeah, they all look great. Loki looks.
They
great.
look nice. Yeah.
I'm kind of sad they didn't go with a comic book design for Loki.
But they did for Thor's helm though, right?
Yeah, they did.
The wing thing.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I really don't like that. It looks silly.
It looks really silly. Yeah, I think he looks better without the helmet for sure.
Yeah, but I like Loki's helm though. Loki helms looks like a good fit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it makes sense for his character because he's extravagant. He wants to be seen.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but I don't know. Even like that, I think it's more subdued. If anything, the antler, the horn thing, kind of stood out. Yeah, totally. But I don't know. It feels more subdued compared to like Thor wing helm thing. You know what I mean? That feels more glamorous for some bloody weird reason.
Really?
That's how it feels like to me.
Interesting. Okay. I was gonna say, like in the beginning of the movie, where they had the Asgardian pick up that frost beam thing for the first time, that was closer to Loki's comic book costume.
Frost beam?
Yeah, you know that cube thing to shoot the ice beam attack.
Oh yeah.
Like that guy with the green armor and the yellow cape. That was closer to Loki's comic book appearance, right? Because
I see.
Because you can see like that costume color was like brighter tone, right? But then Loki's actual costume was like muted colors, like dark green.
I guess
dark
like dark green, like a very dark colored. Yeah.
Actually, I was gonna say like visually, this movie is quite dark, except for the human parts.
No, seriously. Like, it was so dark, I can't tell what's happening most of the time.
Yeah, Jotunheim was way too dark. For some reason, Asgard was like
seriously.
nighttime.
It's like nighttime all the time.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I don't know. Oh, we do know. It's because it saves.
Yeah, we do know.
Yeah, hide the bad
It saves-
CGI. But
Yeah.
because when they're riding the horses,
Feels out of place.
that was really bad.
I see. That makes sense now.
I mean, I'm not gonna blame them for that. Like, that's not.
I wouldn't either.
That's-
It's beyond the control.
Yeah, I would say I would not add that to our nitpick.
Yeah, in a perfect world, it could have been better, but even without it, it's
It's whatever. I can hand wave that.
Yeah.
It's whatever.
yeah.
Okay, what else do we have? Oh, Heimdall. Cause you like Heimdall. What do you think?
Heimdall is great. I just think it's a missed opportunity. You know, when he was frozen,
Yeah.
if he, like if it was zoom up to his eyes, right? And we all know that Heimdall's eyes is probably one of the fucking thing that makes people go like, yo, that's a sick eye.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because, his Heimdall ability is like to be able to see like fucking everything, right?
Yeah.
At least according to this thing.
Yeah.
And when he was frozen, his eye was like open, right? When he was like struggling to break through the ice, if only he blinks once in the frozen scene and then break through or shit like that, that would have been like so sick, I think. It would kind of show him that he's so strong. You're just like, oh crap, you know what I mean?
I mean, I don't know. He still ended up breaking out of the ice by screaming, right? He was like, oh, like muted.
I don't think he's screaming though. I think it's just like
Oh, you can hear him
it
scream.
was
though.
him like struggling. Yeah, but it was like it's more of a. I don't think he break through with screaming. He was breaking it like with just like breaking through with his
Strength.
body power. It's just that, but he was like screaming while at it. It's not like he just stood still, scream, and the ice breaks off. You know what I mean?
I mean, that was a pretty cool scene.
I'd say so.
But I was gonna say, but for what you were saying, when he was, they had the close up on his eye. I thought that part was him seeing Loki for what he really was, which is the frost giant. I think that's what they're trying to imply, or at least that's what I thought, anyways.
But then, wouldn't he already know that though?
That I do not know, because
That's what I'm saying. Because if he sees everything, they would have seen Odin pick him up, right?
But if that was the case, I guess no, because he serves the king and he does whatever the king says, right? So never mind that. Because I thought he would have said something, right? But nope.
No, not really.
Yeah.
Why not? Like, there's nothing to say about it, right?
Yeah, he does what the king's will. So
Yeah.
all right, that's Yeah, so I would love to see more Heimdall in the future, but
He is lawful, and I like that kind of lawful. He's my favorite kind of lawful there. So
right. Well, you want to be Heimdall, but really you're like Loki, you know.
I can be a lawful Loki. That sounds so contradicting. That's fucked up.
Well, I mean,
I'm a lawful trickster. Wow.
I would like to use illusion magic too. I mean, you can do some really crazy shit with that shit.
Oh yeah, I want probably if there's like ultimate skill and whatever, I want to be able to, like out of everybody, like every kind of ability you can get. I think Loki's skills is like probably my favorite. You could turn invisible. You could like make people see illusion. You could, like make other thing looks like other things. You make yourself look like other things. Wow, infinite possibility there.
You know what I think they should have done is that they should have added something else to Loki because he's part frost giant, right? Shouldn't he be able to use ice magic?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know much about Norse mythology, so I can't really say for sure.
Well, no, because according to like Norse mythology, Loki is a lot of things. Like seriously, don't even look it up, please. It'll bleed your brain. He does a lot of stuff that makes you go like, "What the fuck? Why?" But just don't.
Right, but that's in the mythology, right? But in the MCU, they don't really say much about it.
Of course not. Of course not. That's too messed up.
Okay, Odin. So what do you think of Odin?
Odin. Like my image of him is like the wise, like cool, strong, character, right? As portrayed by like even Thor was like make them fear you and stuff like that, right? And whatnot, like like how they fear you back then. I'm gonna make them fear me too, kind of like that, right? So it kind of shows like he's a very strong, all power, almighty character.
He is the All Father, yeah.
Yeah, but the part that makes me really like him was that when he went to Jotunheim. And we're like, silence. it's like, yo, chill, dude. We're gonna calm down. Shit, that cracked me up. I was like, what are you? Yeah,
because I was telling Vashka this when he said like silence. It reminded me of his role as Hannibal Lecter, right?
right.
It was like
I couldn't even tell that they were like one of the same person.
Yeah.
Like even after I watched it, I still couldn't see it together. Maybe because it's the beard, but. When he went silence, he was like making faces too. I was like, and the whole time he was kind of like shaky and stuff too. I was like, yo, this thing is gold.
And the other thing that he did was like kind of growl at Loki when Loki tried to. So random, so weird.
But I like it though. I like the character. You know what I mean?
Well, he's Anthony Hopkins. He does whatever the fuck he wants. Like he earned it.
Is it?
Yeah. He earned his.
Almost like Nick Fury, eh?
Yeah.
Just does whatever he wants to.
Surprisingly, Nick. It sounds like Samuel L. Jackson actually like.
Yeah.
I don't want to say toned it down or anything, but.
Well, of course, he tones it down than what he usually.
No, but he seems like kind of calm in his cameo. He kind of just like, yeah, I'm here. I'm going to collect my paycheck, whatever. He didn't like ham it up or anything, like.
No, because there's no need for him to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it was like straight. Next characters: Darcy and Dr. Selvig.
Who's Darcy?
Darcy is like the intern, the one with the glasses.
Oh, the one that was like super pale.
Yeah, super pale.
Out of everybody, she's like the palest out of everyone.
Super pale.
I'm kind of worried for a bit.
Kind of quippy too. She's like the comic relief character.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. I think there wasn't enough scenes with them for them to be annoying. So I actually quite like their appearances. Like
for me, I'm okay with her.
Yeah.
Because like she's say some line here and there, and the tasing part was I thought was charming.
yeah.
But yeah. Other than that, I kind of don't really.
Yeah, like I was gonna say, like
feel anything.
Yeah, like they didn't do a bad job, but I want to see like they're like an important part to the movie. Yeah, so I'm okay with what they. It didn't feel like a wasted character slot. Like it.
Right, they kind of like did their role.
Yeah, exactly.
Ish.
They had a part to play and they played it right. It's not like the Warriors, right? They're kind of just there.
They're just like stood there, getting beat up. Maybe that's their role, getting beaten up.
Maybe like that's something for the stunt actors.
Eh, maybe.
Okay, Shield and Coulson. What do you think?
Mm? I don't know. It feels like this time he's kind of weird.
How so?
I don't know, cause like back then, like in Iron Man, he was very, what do you call it, like calm, collected, very
Yeah, no, no.
cold almost,
He's like no
like no
nonsense.
bullshit kind of
Yeah,
thing.
no
Yeah.
nonsense, but a little bit
So
quippy too.
yeah. But yeah, but in this one, he kind of feels, I don't know, weird. I don't know why. It feels.
I think in this one, because this is like his
Mm-hmm,
third appearance in the MCU, right? So
mm-hmm,
I'm guessing at this time he's seen enough shit,
mm-hmm.
so he's like, you know what? This is a lot of weird shit going on. I don't care anymore. That's
You think?
I don't know. He's like kind of just accepts it, you know. He's like, okay, there's a god of thunder. Okay, cool. In alien,
Yeah, but not just that though. I was thinking like more of a like the interaction with the like with the lady. What's her name again? The when she took like his like her stuff and whatnot.
yeah.
Like during that moment, it feels like weird, kind of like I don't know.
Yeah,
It's just like off. I don't know why.
because yeah, I was telling Bosch earlier, like how I thought Shield would ask them to help them because right, because why take their shit? Because otherwise they would have taken Tony Stark stuff, right? But they said,
Yeah, but I mean, that's not what I was referring to. Because like for me, for that, I got a feeling because like I was about to say that I don't think anybody could use the suit for Iron Man other than Tony Stark or make the thing, but then his friend could use it too.
Yeah.
So I was like, I guess that's not the
yeah,
case.
anyone can use the suit. It's just that Tony coded
Yeah.
it so that use the suit.
People
Yeah,
too.
like he has the master control.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually don't know.
Yeah, I thought that was a weird choice because Shield wouldn't be like that. I think, but I guess they also don't have any use for him. I don't know.
For her, it's
Yeah,
like yeah, because what did she do? Like let's just go with
well,
that.
she's the love interest, right? She's there because in the comics, that's Thor's love interest.
Right. That's why all of those thing was happening. Right.
This is why I say this movie feels dated because their love story feels very dated.
Right.
It's like a Disney thing, you know. She fell in love with him the moment they touched, right?
Yeah. No, that is true.
Okay, Hawkeye's first appearance. Why?
Oh, right. There's Hawkeye. I forgot about him.
Yeah, exactly. Like
I guess that's Hawkeye. Yeah.
that's a cool.
You did say
That's
that.
a cool like wink to the audience. Like, hey, we have this guy. Wink. But at the same time, it's like, okay, like he didn't do anything.
I forgot. Yeah, he didn't do anything. I was like, oh, I thought like he's gonna do something else later. Nope.
Yeah, like he could have fought the destroyer or something. Where did he go? He fly back to
Yeah.
whatever he went. Like another mission.
Russia, just go back. Peace.
Coulson didn't do like what the fuck happened to Coulson?
Yeah.
So after this, okay, so they call that the destroyer, right? That Ultraman looking thing.
Oh, so that's called the Destroyer.
Yeah, so the destroyer came, blew shit up, and then Coulson just disappeared. Like, where the fuck did he go? It was like the Iron Man 1 situation. He just kind of he just kind of bailed. Like, what the fuck?
Maybe he was, preparing the necessary mooks to get into position, but
He didn't do shit.
it was over before he could get to. I don't know. I don't know how to protect this.
Yeah. See, like, I'm gonna say, like, speaking structurally, the human parts were just trash. That's
Yeah.
I think that's the reason why this movie is being brought down. It's because of the human parts, unfortunately. But you need those human parts because that's part of Thor's journey.
Part of the story, that's the thing, but how can we make it better? That's the question,
I
right?
have no idea. I'll
That's
have
what
to keep
I'm
thinking
saying.
about that. So, well, anyways, that's pretty much all the characters we have to say, all the scenes that we thought of. Okay, moving on to the next segment, which is called our nitpick corner, the nitpicks.
Right.
Actually, yeah, as we said before, all the human parts could have been changed. I don't know how, but it could have been changed.
Somehow.
I actually hand wave most of this stuff because there's only two problems I had with this movie that really
Yeah?
stood out to me. which
Yeah.
was the music. It sounds super cheesy.
I wasn't. Was there any music?
Yeah, like when they're crossing the bridge, or when Thor was like trying to face the destroyer as a human,
Oh, I didn't think I hear
like
anything.
that.
Like it just passed through my head.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
It was so.
I think this is the problem that the MCU has is like their music doesn't really stand out. It's kind of just there.
Yeah, it got lost. I can say.
Yeah. So, but for Thor, it just sounds super cheesy, super weird. I
What did they choose? Because I really didn't pay attention at all.
is like generic orchestral superhero kind of thing. Maybe I'll have to link it to you after. Yeah, kind of like that. It was really weird. Okay, and then the other thing was so many Dutch angles. Like,
Yeah, we start counting midway.
like literally every other scene was a Dutch angle. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I get it why you would use it a few times, but like every time, that's too much, man.
What's the point of a Dutch angle though? Can you like?
From a, I don't know, I'm not a filmmaker, but I think it's supposed to add like a serious tone to the scene. It's supposed to make it more like stand out, I guess.
I see.
Because in some scenes it made sense. So like when they're doing close up of people and they do the Dutch angle, it makes it look like when Thor was screaming at the sky, it made it look like he was like that use of the Dutch angle was good because it made it look like he was like, yelling in the sky. Like we're like there looking down on him. But other than that, I don't know. I'm not a filmmaker. I didn't go to film school, so I can't really say.
Right.
I'm sure the Dutch angle has its uses, but it loses its use when you use it.
When it's used
Yeah,
too much.
exactly.
Just like everything in life. Wow, that's deep.
Yeah.
That was shallow.
Anything else you had? I know you didn't like the love story between Thor and Jane.
Yeah, that was my nitpick. Other than that, yeah, I still wish that I don't know. Heimdall probably shows more, like his power. I know he just sees stuff, but I want to, probably make it more stand out. You know what I mean? Like give him more feeling of all-seeing, all-powerful. Well, maybe not all-powerful, but
I mean, he is quite powerful.
yeah, but well, from the looks of it, it looks like he's just like a really good sword master. You know what I mean? Just like, probably the rest of the fucking Asgardian, which is a great warrior. Yeah. Cool. But I was expecting more of a, like, I don't know. Because I'm curious what the Heimdall power is. Is he just see the present? Or can he see the future? Or he can see present really well? What's his eye do?
I think he's just a seer. He just see things presently.
So if, like, clairvoyant, he can see, like, everywhere across the universe at any time.
Kind of like a...
Does he see one spot, or can he see everything?
I think he has to focus, so it's like a telescope.
At all times.
He's like pointed at something, I see.
I see.
Yeah. Oh, also, they didn't explain why Loki can change human colors when he's a frost giant. Like, is that part of Odin's spell or something?
I have no idea, really. Now that you mention it, he was originally blue, turned color, got touched, turned blue again, and then when he got pissed, it turned blue again. What are you, Hulk?
Right? Like,
that kind of made me go like, yo, but...
Right? Because as you said, like, in the mythology, Loki's like a lot of things. But in this MCU, he's only a frost giant. He's not even half frost giant. He just is a frost giant. So...
Well, the thing is, like, even like in the mythology, I'm not very like super sure, like what the origin of like Loki is, like what he is. But the only thing I know is that he's a lot of things. Maybe he's like half giant, maybe he's whole giant, maybe he's half dragon, half unicorn. I don't know. But and I also want, like, again, from the nitpick thing, I want Loki to use more of his ability,
right?
Because especially like he does it his ability, it doesn't have to be flashy, like. Because remember, like, when he was fighting Thor, right? I don't know why, but he multiple. He replicate himself, and then, but in the end of the day, it's just
illusions.
It's just an illusion, right? They don't have the attack power. It's not a mirror image. You know what I mean? Like, like in Warcraft.
Actually, we don't know that for sure. We don't know if those were illusions or just mirror images. We don't.
can he use it though? That's what I mean. Like, do they have physical substance,
I
or are they just like, because like if it's just an illusion, why would you use your illusion at a down opponent? You know what I mean? It's
It
pointless.
is. So that's why I'm thinking those were mere illusions.
I see. So it's supposed to like be able to unleash damage and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Because why would he? Yeah, exactly. Why would he do that? Other than just to make it look cool.
Then yeah. But again, other than that, like he doesn't have to do like that because like even in the movie it shows it a couple of times, right? Like when Thor was in captive, and Loki was like, "Yeah, father is dead," you know, like his appearance and his like leaving the scene was all very subtle.
Yeah.
The what was his name again? The Shield agent guy just left the room. I'll be back in a second. Close the door. As it closed the door, Loki was already there. That's part of his power, and that's just like done very beautifully. Like it was very subtly. That's
It
good.
is.
But do more. Well, he kind of did it in the like the extra credit too, right?
Kind of, yeah.
Is he like controlling the other professor or what?
Yes,
Because
that's the implication that he's mind controlling.
yeah, because that's pretty sick.
So you'll see he returns. He's the main bad guy in the Avengers. Loki. Yeah.
Cool.
So you'll see how he does everything.
Oh, okay. Well, then as I was saying, like all his ability and whatever too, it kind of crossed my mind. I guess they can't show more because he's not the main character. So I was like, oh yeah, but then show more for Thor.
I guess. I think I wanna say it's the same excuse that they have for Thor. It's like they're kind of green, they're kind of young.
Yeah.
They don't know how to fully use their powers.
Use their ability. No, but Loki clearly is adept. He knows what to do and how to do it. Like you could see it, like how well he does his illusion trick.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say about that.
Mm.
Okay.
Well, because he's not the main character, that's why.
Okay. Well,
That's the conclusion.
I'm thinking they ran out of budget because they spent way too much money on that fucking destroyer fight in the CGI. It was.
It would have been that good of a fight.
Well, because if you have to think about it, right? Like the money for costume design, the money for Asgard, which is completely CGI, the destroyer fight, right? That can't be cheap, right? So.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Okay, so here's the thing. So we're gonna add because we don't really have much to talk about. So we're gonna add another segment into this, which may or may not continue in our future podcast, which is like how we would change the movie. What will we change about it?
Everything.
So
no.
For me, I would just get rid of the destroyer part.
Yeah, the destroyer part was like unnecessary.
Yeah.
I think.
I get it. It's part of the comics. It's whatever. Wink for the audience, but get rid of it. Don't need it.
But I think that's how MCU runs though. Like for the past couple of movies, a lot of those they're just doing like almost like they're making a movie for the Easter eggs. You know what I'm saying?
Kind of, yeah. Well, because they know
it felt that
they know
way.
that
the one who's gonna watch it are like the people who really like the series,
yeah.
right?
And then if they don't do it, people are gonna get pissed off.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a double-edged sword. But I would still get rid of the destroyer because he didn't really add anything to the plot.
Yeah.
I would have much rather they save that money for have Loki and Thor fight longer.
Yeah. Because that battle actually kind of cool. Because like, there's no way that Loki can win against Thor like physically,
so he has
right?
to go mentally.
But with his like exactly, but like with his like illusion and stuff, he could like just
And then they say, and they said in the movie like he has a silver tongue, right, Loki? So he can tell lies and tricks to Thor to make him, doubt himself.
silver tongues turn to lead. I was like, yeah, that was a good.
Yeah, but like make Thor doubt himself and almost like become unworthy of the hammer because of the lies that Loki was telling him. I think that would have been a cool concept that they've done.
Yeah, that would probably be like cool, like more focus on the two siblings.
Yeah.
Then.
And then for the human parts, I don't know how I would change it, to be honest.
I know. Erase it completely.
But they have to show how Thor becomes worthy of the hammer, right?
Well, get rid of the love. The love was totally too sappy. I just don't. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't enjoy that at all.
Yeah, this is where I have a problem. I don't know how I would change the human parts. You have to have the human parts.
Yeah, but let's just say it's How do you do this? I was thinking more of a, for example, instead of get picked up by like a lady, they just got picked up by like just by a
Yeah.
community, right? And then they bonded, they work together and like give Thor like a place to belong to, kind of thing,
Oh,
in
yeah,
the earth.
yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like having a place, and they become like his family. You know what I mean?
Ah,
And as he accepted that he becomes a human, now that he's not God no longer, and then suddenly whatever threat it is would come and just like hurt
yeah.
these people, right? And that's when Thor would like I don't care if I'm like a man or whatever, like he would try to fight, and then these people would try to help him fight too. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
brilliant. Brilliant.
As a family,
Brilliant.
see,
Excellent.
that's my idea.
Also, I think Jane Foster is supposed to be a doctor in the comics. So,
Who's Jane
uh,
Foster? Oh,
yeah,
the lady.
so if she was
Right.
if she was an actual like medical doctor here, then Thor could have been like like someone helping in the hospital and seeing all these sick people.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Oh, I'm a genius.
Hurry, MCU. Hi, Vashka. That's actually a pretty good idea, actually.
Yeah, because I think love stories is too sappy and it's too boring. But now what the people needs is like
A different kind.
I think it's like the solitary. Yeah, exactly. A different
Yes,
kind of love.
exactly. Yeah. I see. Okay. Yeah, because like it makes sense because in the beginning Thor was just like, oh, these frost giants are just like enemies that I have to kill. But then if he,
Now he could start seeing
he
it
sees the other
exactly.
side.
Now that there are other
Yeah.
people, even like let's just say maybe there's like a people who's like an asshole, but like there's a people who are nice, then he be able to feel them firsthand and then appreciate life
Yeah.
more.
Because well, the scene where the Bifrost was destroying the Jotunheim, I thought they're gonna show like frost giants like holding babies and like the woman.
No, that's too dark.
But it makes sense, right?
They
Because
can't
it's not
handle
just
that.
men.
Oh yeah, it would.
It's just not-
Would.
Yeah.
It's not just the. Yeah, but that's too
I
dark.
know.
I mean, the scene was dark too, but I could even tell there's a frost giant being run over by laser. Like I honestly could.
But it
It's
would
so
make
dark.
sense, right? Because then Thor would be like, you can't
It
just
would,
kill
it
these
would.
innocent people for nothing. And then Loki
Yeah.
would be like, it's not for nothing. It's for the father. You know?
Yeah,
Damn.
and I would like Loki character even more.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Good idea. Very good idea. I guess we'll just anything else you'd like to add or change?
Nah. I think I came up with a pretty good solution. I wasn't expecting that too because I wasn't thinking
Yeah.
of that at all. Until we were like, let's see, how can I do this my way? Split second adjustment there.
But you know what? I would have the frost giants be. I don't know how I would change that.
Because for me, like the frost giant, I would have make them like they are like they're like a troubled people under the rule of a stubborn king. You know what I mean? The king held the revenge for like the loss and
Yeah.
whatever, but the people themselves don't really want to fight. You know what I mean? They lost the war and like they suffered because even the in Jotunheim there's no like almost like no place to live kind of thing, right? It's like a very barren and dead place.
I don't know. I feel like they should have made that the frost giant like cube frost attack thing. I feel like they should have made that so like Jotunheim needs it for that planet to be thriving. Without it, the planet can't live. It's like its planet soul or something.
Is that a thing of that? I didn't even know that that's a thing.
No. I'm saying like, what if they made it like that? Would that change their motivations? Would that? No, I'm saying would that make their motivations better, or you just be like,
I don't know.
not-
Well, if you change it that way, they'll make Odin that big of an asshole.
Yeah.
You just make Odin like, oh yeah, well without this thing,
He's an
people's gonna
asshole.
die. So well, I'm keeping it.
I mean, he is an asshole, Odin.
Yeah,
You
but
can't.
but like in this, at least in this thing, he kind of like he kind of tried to. He's a seeming very like scheming asshole kind of thing, right? Like he's raising Loki for the sake of as you said, bargaining chips and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And at the same time, like he really cares only about like the good of his people, I guess.
Yeah.
But if you add that to, well, I guess if you put it that way, having that as like a the soul of the planet thing for the Jotunheim would make
Yeah.
sense because I mean I guess it aligns with his character
That he's
attribute.
taking power. He's taking power away from a realm, so he can stay in control. For actually, I thought of another idea. So for me, I think I would. I don't know if I would use Jotunheim, but I'd maybe use Jotunheim or a different realm. But
Not
whatever.
Helheim, no.
Yeah. Not Helheim, no. But like have that king,
The elves, yeah.
have the king be like what Thor would have been if he was king,
Like
right? Arrogant, brash,
Elfheim.
like
The Niflheim,
Yeah.
was it? What was it called?
Niflheim, whatever.
Yeah.
Like they attack first and then ask questions later, because that's what Thor was,
Yeah,
right? He
yeah.
like we gotta show them that they have to fear us. That's what. And then when Thor sees that, he's like, oh no, is that what I would have become if I was king? Like I have much to learn.
Yeah, but then that would get rid of the human part, right?
No, that's why the human parts are there, right? Because he's a sense of community. A
Oh,
sense
as
of
in like,
oh,
so you mean the other realm attacked Earth realm?
Yeah,
What is
kinda like
this?
that.
Mortal Kombat? Mortal Kombat!
I challenge you to Mortal Kombat Earth Realm. Yeah, but I don't know. I think that may be twisting the movie a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're not scriptwriters, so I don't know.
No, we're just fan ramblings, wishing for a perfect world.
Ramblings, yeah. But I do wish that they had more scenes in Asgard. Like,
No,
I don't think they took enough advantage of Asgard.
no, that's hard. It's expensive, dude.
It is, but all the scenes of Asgard was just in the
Setting,
room.
yeah.
Yeah. I wish they had more of that, I don't know what the budget was for Thor, so I can't really say for sure.
Watch it, Thor fell down to Canada. That's
He
why.
would probably fit a lot more there than
Yeah.
he would anywhere else. Yeah. Actually, no, I like it. I like that he landed in a small population.
Yeah.
It would make sense. Like he would know everybody. He would like
Yeah,
help everyone out.
Exactly.
It's kind of like have you ever watched Groundhog Day?
no.
So he got trapped in that small town for so long that he knew everybody and he got along with everyone. Yeah, so kind of like that situation. So yeah, anything else you would like to add, Boshka?
I am good, very much, comrade Alex.
Yeah. So the next movie we're gonna watch is. Oh no, sorry. So before we get that far ahead,
Okay.
what would you rate the movie?
Ooh, this is rough. What did I put on Thor last time? Did I say 6 or 5?
Yeah, as you're watching, you said 6, I believe.
6? No, then I'll put like Hulk to 5, I guess. Just like the barely watchable kind of thing. And I put
Yeah.
this one like either 6 or 5.5.
I would give it a slightly higher mark, like 7.
For me, I lost like interest like multiple times during that thing.
It's not hard to blame you. I did like the during the Asgardian part. It's all like Shakespearean.
Yeah.
Like,
For me, that's I enjoy that too. Like the way they
Yeah.
speak is fun. It's kind of like a mix because they're like Thor would be speaking like like these. I wouldn't say like super ye olde English, but like
he spoke with authority. That's what I like.
yeah.
Yeah.
He felt different, not really like more like a higher authority. I guess that's the word.
He spoke like a higher being.
Maybe I should start talking like that every time now.
Like a deep booming voice.
plebs. Just like know your place.
Know your place. Okay, as we said before, 7. You give it a 6.5, and we say this movie feels very dated. It does not hold up to this
Day.
Today's standards.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, out of the 4 movies we watch, only one does. Well, only one holds up pretty well.
Yeah, I guess being a masterpiece is hard.
It is easier said than done.
Yeah.
But for Marvel, they've shown they can do it. They just choose not to.
You think?
I mean, they did it with Iron Man. Why can't they do it with like Hulk? Or see, here's the thing. I think they're just too scared to go all in, right? Because with Iron Man, they had nothing to lose, which is why they went all in.
They're just doing like their final stretch, so they gotta like what?
But then now that they made the money, they're just kind of like, eh.
I don't know what. Maybe they're like, maybe we shouldn't put too much into this. We have to do the next production. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just like, okay, how much can we get away with spending as little money as possible?
Maybe that's one way to look at it.
Okay, so the next movie that we're gonna be watching is Captain America, which I like.
You think I'd like it?
That's the problem because I don't know if you will like it or not.
I see. That's.
But you like lawful characters, right?
If his idea of lawful matches mine, yeah.
I will say this. I think you'll like half of the movie and the other half will lose you. That's what I think.
How so?
Because that's what I enjoyed. I like the half of the movie.
The other one not so much. The first half or the last half? Where?
The first half.
I
Like the
will
origin half.
Like I would like the first half.
I think so.
I see.
Like his story, his journey, right?
Maybe. We'll see.
Well, I don't know. Because to me, like for me, like it's very similar to Iron Man 1. Like I enjoyed the first half of the movie, like his origin,
Right.
him
Was
in the
good.
cave.
Yeah.
And then when he leaves the cave, I didn't really enjoy the second half as much. So maybe
Maybe.
yeah. So we'll see.
We'll
That's
see.
my prediction anyways. Yeah, so that's all I have to say about that.
Wonder.
Don't forget to check us out on our socials, Instagrams, Twitters,
Right.
YouTubes, Twitch, if we ever stream.
If we ever stream again, we'll
Yeah.
see.
Yeah. Whoever's listening to this far, go follow us on all those things. Links is in the description.
Yep. All the fun jazz.
So Bosch, do the outro.
All right then. Thank you for listening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Fool's Odyssey podcast episode 29. This is Walker.
Alex.
See you again next time. Bye bye.
Bye bye.